Hey guys, it's Ryan. I'm here to talk about Challenge 40. I'm here to spill the tea and tell you things they didn't show.
All right. Welcome back to the Zach Nichols podcast. We're here with the big fettuccine.
What's up?
And for the second time on the couch, Ryan Kehoe. Kehoe?
Sure. Kehoe.
Kehoe.
Like a Y. Kehoe.
He's back.
Like kilo.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Which this is actually a great time to have you because you've had a hell of a lot of drama in the last 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
And I'm just going to fire one right away.
Sure.
Rachel wasn't going to vote you in, but you volunteered. Or was she?
She wasn't going to vote me in?
I don't think she would have.
Oh, like would she have chosen me?
I'm just saying, like.
No, but she wanted me to self-nominate so that she had extra protection if Era 2 happened to come out.
Okay.
She wanted me to. She wasn't going to force me to.
That makes sense now. Because when that was the biggest shocking part of the episode for me because I'm like, we talked about it last week. I'm like, I would be doing the same thing you're doing, especially in your era. Like, no.
Quite honestly, watching Avery get her ass kicked, Avery's a really dear friend of mine, and just like kind of take it, it just inspired me to like step up. I feel like I didn't have an opportunity to like step up in a leadership role because obviously it's really hard when Bananas is around to like even try to have a voice or an opinion.
Say a word.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So it wasn't because like Bananas was giving me shit. A good week had passed and I was like in the moment, I was like, this is not a popular like decision because you have Kyland and Devin. Or was it Kyland?
Devin,
Kyland and Devin. And I knew there was no more men on Era 1. So it was going to be 2 out of 3 of us. So statistically, it wasn't looking good. But I was like, bitch, you're on the fucking challenge. You're a fucking OG. Like, step it up. You know, like I really did love the people on my team, minus one person. And Banana sometimes, but I just thought it was time.
Well, the difference between those two people is one of them is annoying but very likable. The other one just seems to be very annoying and super unlikable.
Yeah.
For the last couple seasons now.
Yeah.
And she's a dear friend of mine. That would be Laurel.
You and your dear friendship with her. You guys are so fucking full of shit. You want her to you want to have her back here, I get it. But like, let's be real.
Oh man, She's
a friend of me. She's a friend of me.
I know. I just gotta speak on my interactions.
No,
with
you're
her,
cool with her. You are cool.
I just have to speak on mine, but like, you know, you guys have real history with her. But I do really want to reiterate. So you think that like, I'm sorry, Rachel wanted you to step up because in the next you know, whatever, in the next chamber, you're going to be looking out for her no matter what position you're in.
Yes. If Era 2 won and I'm a target and we're in control, Rachel's not going in.
Okay.
That's like, I mean, we play the game very differently and we had different relationships with different people, but from the get-go, I was very honest about it with everyone. Everyone knew I rode for Era 1, even though they were a fucking infirmary most of the season.
I can't even believe that.
It was rough.
Even from the beginning, I'm like, that team is stacked.
And literally, like Rachel and I, there was one time where her and I were just like going to the gym, walking downstairs, and we walked by Darrell, CT, Derek, and Mark, and they were all like icing shit and like in their bed, like in coffins. And Rachel's like, dude, I'm in my 40s and I don't feel like that. And I was like, I know, I'm fucking 43. I'm the best I've ever felt. Like, that's rough.
Yeah, and those guys are not people who neglect their health either. That's what's crazy about it. They work out.
No.
Maybe.
Some of them, one specifically works out, but he definitely neglects his health.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Ding, ding, ding.
I'm definitely gonna have some tough Rachel questions later because you know my opinions, but I love having a friend of hers here on the show.
Yeah.
So
she won't come on the show either.
Not yet.
A lot of my gays won't.
I think he's making a hint.
It's probably because of you, Pierre.
100%.
They were really intimidated by huge wieners. Especially the girls.
Well, you know, we have some friends. We talked to Nicole yesterday on the live.
I did a live with her last night.
Yep. Your ex-castmate Sam. You know, she's been here.
I love Sam and I love Nicole.
Yeah. So you know,
prayers for Sam because she's living in the Tampa area right now.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Prayers for Sam and everybody down there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, government needs to be doing more down there for sure.
They should start with North Carolina.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe Asheville.
Yeah.
Or what used to be.
Yeah.
Let's start with 40. You haven't been back since it's been announced that you were on 40. How did it feel to be called and casted for such an iconic season?
It was flattering. for sure. I also knew it was like slim pickings without Wes.
Okay.
You know? So like, listen, my trajectory on this like resurgence of being on the challenge, like I know I'm not cast to like move mountains or like send someone home in a stretcher. I'm there for the sound bites. I'm there because I always fucking commit. I don't give up.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
do anything. And I'm socially like a genius. Let's be real. But it's like charming, and I'm like everyone's friend. You know, like I know how to play the game.
Hell yeah.
When you killed that first elimination round.
Thank you.
Killed it.
Thank you.
Dude, thank you for bringing that up. Go ahead.
Brandon's no slouch.
No.
No, he's a tough competitor.
Very.
He is very unlucky competitor, but he's tough.
Yes.
You know?
So
Of the three options I had, selecting Brandon was probably like statistically, I'm going by statistics today. Probably like the hardest person to go into an elimination, I think, just based on like past elimination.
I have a couple questions that are gonna come off of that. The first one would be like, do you think it's fair, and I'm gonna ask you this too, but do you think it's fair that Bananas can say that you're skating by when you've won an elimination this season,
Right.
and he hasn't been in one? Is that unfair?
I'm the only man on our team that's been in an elimination and come out, actually.
I don't think that's fair.
Right. I also don't think it's fair. You were fucking knocked off that Gladiator challenge first. I fucking stuck around for like 30 minutes after you were bumped off. And like, you don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm trying to stay on as long as possible so that Derek gets knocked off first and Arrow 1 is in the bottom. That was I wasn't trying to fucking, although I almost knocked Theo off a couple times.
Okay.
And he gave me my flowers like after that. He's like, I didn't see it in you. I didn't think you came at me. You came at me while I was down. I
sure.
was like, yeah, I'm a fucking competitor. Like, I'm a small guy, but like,
Toughest.
this is what we're here for.
Absolutely.
Well, and I don't think Bananas, I think, wanted to be off that platform. He doesn't like contact. He's told me before in the past, he's like, hey, if I rolled up to an elimination round, it was a hall brawl. He's like, I would just be like, all right, cool, I'm good with this.
Yeah.
And I don't think he likes the contact. I really don't. And I think that because the fall to me, and obviously we just see the quick edit of it, looked pretty suspect.
Yeah.
I was surprised he got knocked off. I'll be honest. I saw it happen. Like, I saw it like
It looked like
that way.
It looked like he whiffed and then pulled the I'm off balance.
Yeah. But like what? Or maybe he just didn't want to take more hit. It was brutal.
Right. I just think he was okay. Maybe he didn't want to go. He didn't jump off, but I think he was more than okay to be done with that challenge. He wasn't a target. He didn't care.
If you polled challenge fans to say, what do you think if Johnny finishes last in something like this? I think it's very few are going to say first, and I don't think he would say that he'd be first too. If that challenge was the final, he ain't coming in last.
Right. He wouldn't have been off first.
Yeah.
No.
And honestly, that was a brutal, like the guys round, the heat lasted a really long time. And there was one point that Kylan knocked me off my feet once again. And I had two dudes fall on top of me and I'm facing my shield in the ground and blood is dripping over me. I didn't think it was mine because I took some hits, but not like that.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't even know if it was Josh's or Jordan's because they had both got stitches later that day.
Gladiator
It was just
shit.
fucking blood.
Just
I'm
gushing.
like, yeah.
And for those of you guys that don't know, if you haven't been around Kylan, Ben, like you're close to 6 foot, but like, these guys are 30, 40,
Substantially.
50 pounds heavier.
They're like Zach's height,
Right.
maybe 20 more pounds of muscle.
And you're in the
Yeah.
fucking mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tough as fuck, dude. Tough as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I wish
Light on my feet, though.
I wish that game would have been last man standing. And then there'd been points as to where you fell off, because if it was last man standing, it would have been a lot more carnage.
Correct.
So I think by saying whoever whatever team is left, because that makes it a lot more difficult, because then it's like you have to get off this platform or this challenge doesn't end.
Yeah, for sure. And it would have been long, it would have been exhausting, would have really hurt people. It would have been, whatever. But I know this is brutal, but
And I only let like Kylan knock me off the thing once I saw Derek go in the water. I was like, there goes Arrow 1. I was holding on. I would have just stayed on as long as if it was the last man standing thing.
Yeah. That concludes the free preview of the Zach Nichols podcast.
So go to Patreon and subscribe to see the rest of the shit that we talk.
Go do it now.